Hi, I'm Catherine from the Diamond Painting Princess channel. Today, I'd like to talk to you about how to make your diamond art look even better. I think diamond art is such an amazing pastime because not only do you end up with a beautiful, sparkling work of art, but the process itself is so enjoyable. It's relaxing and it reduces stress. So when I'm placing diamonds, I don't want to have to worry about if they're perfectly in position. I know some people are able to place down the diamonds and they're just right, but that's just not me. However, all the imperfections are easily fixed. And today, I'm going to use the current canvas I'm working on, this water lily, to demonstrate some scenarios where we can easily make our diamond art look even better. So, let's get started. So first of all, we're going to start with what is my biggest issue, which is putting diamonds in straight lines. Now here I'm going to intentionally put some diamonds on a bit of a wonky angle, but I'm sure we could just look around at this canvas and we'd find plenty of examples of this that have naturally occurred. But I'm going to use this to show you 3 different ways that you can easily fix wonky diamonds and get them into the correct alignment. So the first one is simply to use the tip of your diamond art pen and to push them into position. You do not need to pick the diamonds up off the canvas. You can just push them to where they should be. They should slide quite easily on the glue, and this will not damage the glue at all. It will still be completely intact. And you can see here that they're all nicely lined up. And if you have a nice quality canvas, the glue should slide very easily under the diamonds, and it should not be much effort at all to put them into the correct position. All right, so let's slide them back for a different approach. Now, the next approach is simply to continue to place diamonds around the misplaced diamonds, and they will actually push them into the correct alignment. So, we'll place the diamonds to the side and above these diamonds, and we can see that basically these diamonds are then being pushed into the correct position by the diamonds next to them. This is obviously a very efficient way to do it because you have to put those diamonds in anyway. And particularly with square drills, because ultimately they will cover the entire canvas. They naturally will all want to shift into the correct position, sometimes with a little bit of an extra nudge. But if you follow the guidelines, then ultimately if some are a bit misplaced, then diamonds that are placed later will push them into the correct position, so they look a lot straighter than they did before. And here you go. You can now see that middle line, without directly moving it, has been pushed into the correct position because of the diamonds surrounding it being placed correctly. Now I'll shift some of these higher up diamonds into a bit more of a wonky position to show you what tool to use if you have larger areas to put in straight lines, or at the end to finish off your canvas when you want to make sure that all the lines are perfectly straight. You would use a straightener tool, or if you don't have one of those, you can use a credit card or a ruler to do the same job. So you simply get the edge of the straightening tool and you push it up against the diamonds. You can go along each different row and push them all into the correct position. And you can see that in a matter of seconds, the diamonds are now lined up much better than they were before. So those are all 3 very quick and easy ways to fix up diamonds that aren't in perfectly straight lines. So if you're diamond painting, enjoying the process and not really paying attention, and then you look down later and see that the lines aren't perfectly straight, that is not a problem at all. You can simply use one of those 3 techniques to easily and quickly get your diamonds into the correct alignment. Now, while you're doing your diamond painting, if you don't want to put too much focus into exact placement of your diamonds, but you still want them to be in a pretty good position, one technique that some people use is a checkerboard technique, and this is used in blocks. So if we look here, we can see that we have quite a few 7s together. So I'll give you a demonstration of the checkerboard technique. It's basically, as the name suggests, you place the diamonds down every second diamond to produce a checkerboard pattern. So what this does is, this just will naturally help you to put the diamonds into a bit of a better alignment. And it's potentially because you're using the guidelines to line them up. And then as you put the diamonds down, you will see this checkerboard pattern forming. And then it acts as a structure for the subsequent diamonds to easily fit in place between the existing ones. And you should then have a nice, neat arrangement which is in pretty straight lines. So there we go. You can see that the checkerboard pattern. So I've done every second space at the moment. So now to fill it in, when I fill it in, they're actually just naturally quite straight. And the thing with this is it's easy and you don't need to put a lot of effort into it. It doesn't require a lot of mental effort while you're doing it, so you can still have a nice relaxing experience but also produce a result that's good as well. Some people actually prefer to do large blocks this way. They find it more enjoyable than just putting one diamond next to the other when they're doing large sections. So again, another low maintenance way to get your diamonds into a nice straight alignment while still enjoying the experience. So there you go. Very little effort and they're all lined up quite well at the moment. Now for the next thing that you can do to make your diamond art look even better, check to make sure there are no missing diamonds. Can you see here on the canvas where I've misplacing the diamond? Well, on this one, it's not too difficult to see because I do have a light pad behind it, and these symbols have good contrast with the surrounding colors. So this is the symbol here, which I'll put in place. But on some canvases, particularly for dark colors, if the symbols don't have much contrast, it can actually be surprisingly easy to miss missing diamonds. So it's something that you need to keep a watch out for as you go. And definitely at the end, you need to check to make sure that there are no missing diamonds before you frame it or display it. All right, so the third thing that you have to watch out for to make your diamond art look even better is a lot more subtle than a missing diamond. Can you pick it on this picture here? Well, this is actually a pretty dramatic example and it's still quite difficult to see. In fact, this was already occurring, I just made it a little bit more obvious. This diamond here is not completely adhered to the canvas. Now, it's staying on because it's kind of wedged in there between the other diamonds and it's holding to the glue by one side, but its base is absolutely not attached to the glue at all. And you can see if I put a little bit of pressure on it, it will move without too much issue. And ultimately, over time, there is a high chance that that diamond could fall off. And you don't want that to happen once it's framed. Also, they don't look quite right because they're not sitting as they should. They're not going to have the same sparkle as the other diamonds. But when you're sitting close to it, particularly again with dark colors, that can be really difficult to see. So you should have a look for any diamonds that don't look like they're on quite straight, and it's very easy to do. If you simply place a diamond too close to the one next to it, that is usually enough to stop it from firmly adhering to the glue, and it will be on angle, just holding on by one side. Now, to be absolutely sure that you've got all those diamonds down nice and flat, it's a really good idea to use a diamond art roller like this one. Or alternatively, you can simply use your finger to push down all the areas of the canvas when you're finished, or a rolling pin from your kitchen. As you're pushing down with the roller, you should use relatively firm pressure, and any diamonds that are not completely adhered to the canvas will click into place. So for the fourth thing you can do to make your diamond art look even better, can you see the problem in this area here? Well, here there is wax attached to the diamond. And that's quite common, particularly when you've just reloaded your diamond art pen. When you're placing your diamond, a little bit of the wax can stick to the diamonds, and often it's a lot more subtle than that. In fact, this isn't the only piece of wax stuck here. This here is a piece of wax as well. They may only be subtle, but they do take away from the final result. So if you see them, you can remove them with the tip of your pen or with your finger. And then at the end, to make sure you've got rid of all the wax and other lint that might have attached to the canvas or diamonds, you can use a diamond art brush like this. And if you don't have a diamond art brush, a toothbrush is just as good as well. Anything that can brush off any dust or lint or wax that you can't easily see, because it's very common for that to occur on this type of canvas. The fact is that the canvas is made to have sticky glue to hold diamonds, and it can also hold other things that you don't want it to do. Now, if you don't like the idea of having lint down the bottom on the exposed glue beyond where the diamonds finish, you can use washi tape to cover that area so that it can't be picking up lint as you do your diamond painting. Now, clearly this shouldn't really affect the final result, because say if you get it framed, that area will be pulled back and will no longer be visible. However, some people like to keep it neat and tidy, and so you can put some washi tape down in the area to cover it to stop lint from sticking to it. Now, some people, for instance, in colder regions might be wearing nice fluffy jumpers that have a lot of lint that will stick to it as they put their wrist down, and so you can put some washi tape like this down over it to stop that from happening. Given it's 30 degrees here at the moment, I have no issue with wearing a thick jumper, but it does keep it looking neat and tidy. One important thing is you need to use washi tape or something similar to it, because the thing is, if you then subsequently remove it, you can see that it has neither left any residue of its own, and it also hasn't pulled up the glue here, which could potentially affect the integrity of the actual canvas. You can use paper-based tapes such as masking tape, medical tape, or even post-it notes, but you cannot use normal sellotape or normal tapes, because they have stickier glue that can potentially leave residue or pull up the glue that you have on the canvas. And that will make the result even worse than if you use nothing at all. So you can use washi tape if you want to keep that area looking neat and tidy without too much lint attaching there. And also a tip for people who like to snack when they're doing their diamond art, absolutely, whatever you want to do to make the experience more enjoyable. If you want to diamond art and eat biscuits, go for it. But if you're finding a few crumbs down the bottom, just get some washi tape and keep diamond painting and eating your biscuits. Now for the fifth thing that you can do to make your diamond art look even better. This one's a little bit more tricky than some of the others, and this is all related to the colors on the artwork. Now, if you look in this area here, there is one diamond I haven't placed. So if you look in this area, you can see there's light green, dark green, and black. Now this is a C, and it codes for purple. And this is the purple that it codes for. Now, if you ask me, that purple doesn't belong in that gap. It belongs on the purple flower, like over here, but it doesn't belong in there. The fact is that when the original image is being converted from a picture into a color-coded diamond art canvas, there can be some errors in the conversion of the colors here and there. This quite often occurs at boundaries where there are two different colors next to each other. Sometimes the computer wrongly codes it, and you might find an odd color in a particular area, like a purple in a section of green. One big tip is to not follow blindly the color-coded canvas. Remember, you are the artist. You can make any changes that you think would make the picture look better. If you think there's a diamond that hasn't been coded as well as it should, then change it. You can either use other diamonds from that pack, or if you have leftover diamonds from previous diamond art projects, you can simply use one of those if you wanted to. So this diamond has a lot of dark green around it, so I'm simply going to get one of the dark green diamonds, put it in the gap, and I think that will look a lot more natural. Now on that note, again, you are the artist. You can make any changes you like. Not just if you think a diamond has been coded poorly, you can simply change colors because you want to. So for instance, if you have a picture that has multiple different flowers on it, and one might be a shade that you don't love, you can change that. You are the artist. You can do anything you want to make this picture look however you want it to be. So I had a picture that had lots of different flowers on it, and the shade of purple that came in the diamonds, I didn't really love. So I simply went and got some purple diamonds from a previous project that I completed, and I used those instead to complete the flower. And then I loved how the flowers looked. There's no rules with diamond art other than that you should enjoy yourself and be happy with the final artwork. It's yours. So my fifth suggestion on how you can make your diamond art look even better is to not blindly follow the color code. Change the diamond colors if you think that they're not ideal or that you can make them even better. So those are 5 easy ways that you can make your diamond art look even better. Firstly, you can check to make sure that your diamonds are on straight, and any that aren't in the correct position can be easily corrected. Approaches include nudging them into position with the tip of your diamond art pen, or using a straightener or ruler to push them into position, or simply continuing to place the diamonds and letting the new diamonds push the wonky diamonds into the correct place. Secondly, you should look for any missing diamonds and replace those. Third, you should roll or press the canvas to make sure that all diamonds are completely adhered to the surface. Fourth, look for any wax or lint that is on the canvas or diamonds and remove that. And fifth, check the colors. Adjust any that you think don't look right or could be improved. Now, in order to make this process easier, there's a few things you can do, and a really important one is good lighting. You might notice my setup here. I have both a lamp, which is lighting the canvas from above, and a light pad, which is lighting the canvas from below. Good lighting makes such a big difference to be able to pick up these small changes. Now, when should you look for these imperfections? Well, every session that you're diamond painting, it's worth standing back and looking at your artwork, firstly to admire it, but secondly to see any little adjustments that could be made to make it look even better. And then definitely after you've placed that last diamond, that's a really important time to finish it off with those 5 different steps, so that way you can have an artwork that looks simply spectacular. Now, once you've finished that artwork, there is a chance to make it even better. So here is a diamond painting that I finished previously, and I think it looks pretty good, but look at the difference if I put it in a frame. And here it is in a frame. Framing diamond art takes it up to the next level. So if you have a piece which you particularly love, consider framing it and putting it on display for everyone to see. It doesn't have to be expensive. I actually framed this diamond art myself. I simply bought a frame, put the diamond art over some thick cardboard, held it down with masking tape, and then attached it to a white backing sheet in the back of the frame. And voila, it's done. Although if you get it professionally framed, they do an even better job. So that's it. Those are some easy ways that you can make your diamond art look even better. Diamond art is such an enjoyable experience. You don't have to stress and worry about placing every single diamond perfectly. Any imperfections can be easily corrected, so you can have an enjoyable experience diamond painting. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the Diamond Painting Princess channel. For more resources or to explore our range of diamond art kits, please visit us at www.diamondpaintingprincess.com. Thank you for spending this time with me today, and happy diamond painting!